Okay, this is Coach John again, and we're going to talk some more about how to begin a game. Um, in some ways, how to play the perfect game. So, we've talked about how E4 is the best move, and then black, their best move would be to respond the same way. Then you bring your knight out, then they bring their knight out, which protects the pawn. You've attacked the pawn, they protect it. Then you bring your bishop to the center of the board, and they bring their bishop to the center of the board. Okay, and as you can see, both players have kind of done the same moves. Then we castle our king, they castle their king. Then you bring your knight out, they castle their king. Then we get stuck in this last spot here. What do? Some players try to move forward or go something like this. I think, in fact, Benji showed me this before the last game or something, or we were playing and you did this. The point is that you want to get all your pieces out before you start moving forward. So the pawn goes here like this to get the bishop out. Then black could do the same thing to get their bishop out, except white is one tempo ahead. That means they got the extra move. So they're starting to pin the knight to the queen before black can get to it. And then white brings their knight in, and they're piling the pieces up on this knight here, trying to attack it. This pin is kind of the basics of how you attack somebody and try to defeat them. Oftentimes they'll do things like this, and you get to win a free queen. If not, what will happen is, let's say they play a move like this, new variation. Then you could take them with check. They have to take back. They can't take with their queen because you would lose the queen. So then you take this pawn and you've destroyed their king side. You've won a pawn, and then you win the game that way. So let's go back. This is where black has to kind of do something different because white has the extra move. So black, at this point, their best move whenever you're playing black is to try to stop that pin. You don't want white to come here and get this pin so that they can double up on it and try to attack you more. So then the question is, well, where does white go? Well, then maybe white goes like this, and they attack this bishop here. So they take, then you take back, then they play this move. Then you start pushing your pawn forward, and you undouble your pawns, and you get a strong center here for white. Now black maybe tries to do a pin here, but the problem now is that the rook now protects this pawn. So now I can move my queen up, and if they take, the rook could take, and I'm still defending this pawn here, because if I play with the queen takes, then the knight could take the pawn. So then the question is, well, how do you finish the development here? Well, maybe black plays their rook there, you play your rook there, and now, as we can see, white has developed all their pieces. In fact, black still has two guys, the queen and the rook, back here. And that's the disadvantage of being black, is that white has the first move. So white has an advantage. That can be easily overcome against players of low skill level, but for good players, oftentimes white is a big advantage. For grandmasters, for super grandmasters, the top players in the world, they don't like to lose with white because you get to start the game with the first move, which is a really huge advantage. That means you often get to carry out the first attack. So this lesson's for Benji and how to play the perfect game. Okay, we'll talk later on. See you.